The mayor of Seattle has come out and said that he does not believe that career criminals should be locked up. This man's name is Mayor Bruce Harrell. He's also the one that applauded, basically, when Christians were attacked by left wing antagonists. I could say other names for them in his city. Now, he also says he has no desire to do this. This is idiotic on so many levels. You keep hearing about these career criminals, these folks that are doing things like the girl from Irina. I can't pronounce her last name without butchering it. From that was in North Carolina, that was butchered by that repeat offender who had a mental illness. Who cares less about his skin color? He had a mental illness. He should have been in somewhere where he could be kept safe from himself and others could be kept safe from him. Okay, do I think what he did was. I have several thoughts, but at the end of the day, it's a basic situation of this man had a mental illness. He should have been kept away from polite society, but unfortunately, he wasn't. Then there's the case in Kentucky. There's a 6 year old in Versailles that was butchered in his own house, and so badly so that the knife was bent, and this guy was going to attack his sisters, and his dad was able to intervene, but not without getting hurt. And this guy, after 6, 7 years, gets out on good behavior. And the reason why he wasn't in there for murder charges is because, oh, he was not mentally fit to be able to do that. He had an insane plea. Well, then why isn't he put in an insane asylum? But Bruce Harrell is saying we shouldn't lock up these criminals. Like the dude in Chicago who goes around and just punches women in the face, young girls and women in the face, knocks them out, that kind of thing. But hey, if you want to know what's going on in your country, if you want to know what is going on with government on state, federal, and local levels, this is the channel to go to. Hit like, subscribe, share my channel because for whatever reason right now I am being restricted as to who sees my content. Don't know why. But let's get into this story.
Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking by the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself.
Okie dokie. Seattle Democratic Mayor Bruce Harrell said during a mayoral debate Thursday night he has no desire to put repeat criminal offenders in jail and he doesn't know how to answer the question on whether the city is too lax on repeat offenders. By the way, this is from Fox News. So let me make something very clear. I was the one that sponsored the ban the box legislation when everyone opposed it because the criminal system has become a disparate impact on has had a disparate impact on black and brown communities. Let me lead with that, Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell said in a mayoral debate Thursday night when he asked a follow-up question about repeat offenders in the city. Harrell's ban the box proposal in 2013 prevented employers from asking about an applicant's criminal history on applications up front. Even more stupidity. Harrell then said, when this person is committing 6 or 7 crimes, I don't know his or her story. Maybe they were abused as a child. Maybe they're hungry. But my remedy is to find their life story to see how we can help. First, I have no desire to put them in jail, but I need to protect you, and that's the calibration that we have. I put police officers on the stand. I have cross-examined them. So whether they commit 7 or 8 crimes, to me, is not the issue. The issue is, why are they committing these crimes? And so we have a health-based strategy. Repeat offenders have been part of a national conversation with respect to crimes in recent weeks over several high-profile murders carried out by suspects with lengthy criminal records, including the North Carolina where Ukrainian Irina Zarutska Okay, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, was stabbed to death on a train by a suspect with a long history of arrests going back more than a decade, including felony larceny, robbery with dangerous weapon, and communicating threats. Earlier this year, South Carolina 22-year-old Logan Federico was robbed and executed during a home invasion by a suspect who had 39 charges on his record. Harrell was asked by a debate moderator if the city is too lax on repeat offenders who are driving most of the crime in the city. The mayor responded by calling it an interesting question. I don't know how to answer that question. Too lax? I don't know how you gauge that. Harrell explained that he knows it's necessary to catch criminals in the act of doing bad things, talked about the need for more police officers along with constitutional arrest. I'm not going to give an opinion on my attitude of my officers. I look at them, I tell you them this is my vision. George Floyd was murdered purely and simply. No, he wasn't, but that's the lie that keeps getting spread. Okay, whatever. And I need you to recruit culturally competent officers. We create the care department, which is an unarmed response, the largest city in the country to do this. So, whether they're lax or not, for me, all due respect, is not the question. It's are they effective? Well, probably not. And they are very effective. I just need to get my numbers up because the defund movement demoralized the police department. A spokesperson for the mayor defended the debate remark, saying Harold believes people need to be held accountable for their actions. Full stop. No, he doesn't. He doesn't want them put in jail for their crimes. Since day one, he's been very vocal about arresting people, and the data supporting arrest under his administration is clear. In June, Seattle police arrested 14 of the most prolific drug dealers, seizing $3 million worth of drugs, enough to kill every person in Seattle twice. I'm getting tired of hearing that particular argument from both sides of the aisle. I will admit it. Yes, they are drugs. Most people aren't taking enough to kill themselves with it. Spokesperson went on to slam his far left opponent for advocating for cutting the police budget by 50% and reducing officer staffing levels not seen in decades. He has worked to restore police staffing. So basically, you have a choice between a moron and a bigger moron. Good luck, Seattle. Good luck. The mayor also believes in a holistic approach that connects people. How bad is it that the mayor that doesn't want to jail repeat offenders sounds like the sane one in this debate? I you can look this up. I'm not going to finish reading the story because I'm just going to go off on this stupidity. Basically, here's the situation. You have a mayor who isn't wanting to jail repeat offenders, even though it's well known that these are the criminals that commit the most crimes. One time offenders usually, you know, are people that have made a mistake or have done something stupid or in some cases probably shouldn't have been arrested in the first place. But these repeat offenders are usually the ones that continuously cause the spikes in crime and all that. But hey, the sad part is that he's the sane one. The other mayor who has a chance of getting elected, because I can guarantee you no Republican will get elected in Seattle, uh, the other person is saying defund the police and cut it by 50%. Seattle, seriously, you folks need to start like voting for some folks to get into power that actually make some sense. I know you're not because, well, it's Seattle. And the sad part is, I love Seattle. I do. I love Redmond. I love the entire area around Seattle. It's gorgeous. Y'all incorporate greenery with your city, or at least what I saw of it when I've been there the few times that I've been there. Actually, like the weather there when I go there. Okay, somehow I get lucky. I know it's supposed to be all rainy and everything, but I rarely end up there when it's raining much. But seriously, folks, y'all need to like get people in office that will get the situation to the point that you can, you know, I grew up somewhere where I could leave the door unlocked. And I did that into my adulthood where I would be living somewhere and forget to lock the door because I didn't care because I knew nothing was going to happen. It wasn't until the meth situation came up that I started having to worry. You folks need to get everything settled down to get to that point, and then all of a sudden you'll understand why. Yes, there's always going to be crime, there's always going to be stupid people, but you put some common sense into place and things go so much smoother. But I don't know. I mean, I love Seattle. I do. Not a fan of the grunge. Well, okay, I'm not a fan of at least of primarily one grunge band. I'm not going to bring them up, but other than that, I have no. I love me some Seattle. This is oh, some great music has been made in Seattle. It's a beautiful place, like I said. So, folks, come on now, get some common sense. Start voting for those that have common sense. Right now, the only person that has, or the one that's got common sense, is somebody that's too extreme even for many of us out east. But yeah, that's what's going on in Seattle. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. So, folks, that's the story that I wanted to bring you on this video. And I just wanted to say thank you again for coming by. Hit like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff if you don't mind. Help me out. So, y'all have a good day now. Bye.